Chopping samples. There are a lot of ways in which we can do that in Ableton. Today I'm gonna show you 3 with their pros and cons, so you can choose the one you like the most. Random slices. For this method, you don't need to have a specific idea, you don't need to know what song you want to sample, what part you want to use, you just drag a song and see what happens. If you really want to take sampling seriously, you definitely need to, at some point, get to listen to more music and have more of a clear idea of what you want to do with the songs. But if you just want to play around, this is perfect. We're gonna go to Instruments, look for Simpler, drag it into a MIDI channel, and we can drop our sample here. Japanese song. And out of these 3 different modes, we're gonna choose Slice. And if we hold this magnifying glass and drag the mouse, we can zoom in. And these are the slices for now. Cool. But these are not great. First is the slicing mode that we are using, which in this case is transients. We have beat, region, and manual. 90% of the time I use transients. What's a transient? Transient in music refers to the initial short burst of energy at the beginning of a sound. We can kinda see that. But because the sensitivity is at 100%, the slices are very tiny. If I lower the sensitivity, the slices start to spread a little bit more throughout the song. As you decrease the sensitivity, all of this kinda gets skipped once we go lower than 60. So that's why it's hard to grab specific things that you like. It depends a lot on the song, the quality. Also, I forgot that I have this warped. I don't want this warped here. If you are in a similar BPM to the song, like we are here, 82 point whatever, it's not gonna be a big deal, but if we move this, the more we move it, the more it's going to start to sound more robotic and weird. We get rid of this. We're gonna worry about the time, the BPM and all of that later. First, we wanna get to somewhere. If you are playing and nothing happens, change octaves with C and X until you arrive to a slice. There we are. We can also move this around and maybe get a similar type of slicing, but in a different part of the song. In the case of this one, I don't really like where it starts, so we can modify that here by moving this around. You can see the ones that are deactivated here are the ones from the sensitivity going up or down. Those stay there, but we can delete them and add other ones. I almost never edit slices like this because I hate this system. Before I mentioned that we have other types of slicing presets. For example, beat is gonna go kinda, by beat, but when you don't have the sample warped and it's not synced with the song tempo, it's kinda pointless, at least on a sample with drums. If we increase this, see the snare coming in there. Now, that's not to say that you can't make it work in any way. If you play around, especially with songs that don't have drums, this is pretty cool because you can go as far as 4 bars. You can play the whole song. Then we got region, which is pretty similar to beats. And then we got manual, basically what we were doing before, but from scratch, like doing the whole slicing process. I hate that. What I do is just go by transients, play with sensitivity, take warp out and play with transpose to see what's the vibe you really want to go with. Maybe we can try -7, -5. I kinda like that. So how do I record that on time? Because that's certainly not the BPM that we have here. You're not gonna be able to hear the BPM. The way in which I record doesn't get that, but I'm gonna make just this. I'm gonna try to get a feeling of the BPM, so I'm gonna do that by hitting the table or something. And now, keeping that, doesn't have to be perfect, we just go to tap. I think it's too fast, so maybe 125. And I'm gonna quantize doing Ctrl-U command if you're on Mac, just to see if the slices work. This one is wrong. This one is kind of slow. Let's try 27. Let's try 28. This part is not perfect, but it's okay. I'm gonna try another song really fast just to show you another example. Sensitivity, low. I forgot to mention before, but we can also play with the fade in and out. That's method number 1, slicing with simpler. Let's go to method number 2, slice to new MIDI track. This method, it's gonna give us a little bit more control, especially over the slices. That said, for this one, it's nice to have already a song, at least a part of a song that we know we wanna use. I'm gonna use the same song from before. This time we're gonna work on arrangement view. At least by default, Ableton automatically warps long samples. You cannot hear the metronome, but we can bring the fake one. That's pretty good. You're not gonna be this lucky with all of the samples. The weirder the sample, the more Ableton struggles to warp it. Most of the time, Ableton should kinda get it right. You do want to make sure you have complex mode and not bits, otherwise it starts to do weird things. Like I said, you want to select a part of the song. Maybe you want different parts from the song apart from this, and you can do this thing. Maybe you want that. The important thing is it needs to be warped, and you want to move these warp markers to make them hit exactly on time. And make sure that the important hits, you know, the kick, the snares, they are hitting on time. It doesn't have to be perfect. If there's something way too obvious, then move it. Otherwise, you're good. Once you did that, Ctrl J, Command, if you're Mac, that's consolidate. And with this, we can do right click, slice to new MIDI track. Now here we get different options, creating slices per beat or per transient. In this case, it's completely up to you. If you have a sample with a lot of stuff going on in the transients, like drum fills, maybe you are sampling a drum break, then you always want to go with transient because you want each of those hits separately. But in the case of this song, if we go by beat, 1/4 is going to be 20 slices. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. For this sample, maybe that's okay. We can try and see what happens. Here we're gonna choose default, and that's gonna put each slice inside of a drum rack. This is a lot more useful than the previous version because instead of having one simpler which controls everything, now we have one simpler per slice. Each slice can have its own unique simpler configuration. The macros can be useful too if you want to increase the decay release of all of them. Let's put a drum loop again. I mean, yeah, that's pretty but you can always play here in the MIDI clip. Now this sounds kinda lame, boring, uninspired, and that's because I didn't have a clear idea of what to do. The parts that I chose were completely random just to make an example, so yeah, the slices on the drum rack feel a lot more close to something like an MPC, so if you're coming from that type of hardware, then maybe this is easier for you. This video is just talking about the technique of sampling, but when you're doing digital sampling like this, especially if you're using very high quality recordings, you do want to mess up with them a little bit. I have this plugin called VHS, which can add some noise and pitch wobble. I also like this EQ. I hate the word lo-fi, but it sounds more lo-fi. And I'm gonna keep it simple with you for method number 3. Method number 3 is basically manually slicing in audio. Let's say you have this song. And the idea with this method is you know exactly what you want. And it's very precise, and the only way in which you can get it is by doing it yourself. This is not fun. I kinda like that, so what I would do is Ctrl+4 to get rid of the grid and select the part. I would create an audio channel before that one, paste this here. I'm gonna do just 3 hits just to make the example very clear. We can drop a drum rack and we can just drag this here. So it's very similar to what we had in the Slice to New MIDI track, but in this case, we are deciding how much we get of each one. We are not using warp. I am pretty sure that to avoid the overlapping slices, we need to go to here and select choke, choose 1 for all of them. I am not sure if this is gonna work. Yeah. So what that does is that when we play another slice, the other one gets quiet. I'm not sure if there is a way to do it in one click for all of them. I just know this way. Even though I just chose 3 kind of random places, the sample is pretty good. And the places that I chose and when they start, when they end are pretty accurate. Here we don't have the macros that we had before, so we want to go to the transpose from the first slice and do map to macro 1, and we're going to do also right click and do map to all siblings. What that means is that it's going to grab that same parameter from all of the slices and map it to the same parameter, in this case the first one. Now we are doing it unwarped. So if I change the pitch of one, that one's going to be faster or slower than the other one. So I kind of want to try changing all of them. That's what we can do now with this. I am gonna add the VHS just to see what happens here. The pitch wobble is pretty cool, but it has way too much. I'm gonna put it on half. But this doesn't have a bass or anything. Imagine if we add one, I'm not gonna do it. And here, even if we wanna try another slice, we can just move this and find something different. Now, there is a special last mention to Serato Sampler. This is a paid plugin, that's why I didn't include it as an official way, because it's not from Ableton. But in my opinion, from the ones that I've tried, it's definitely the best. At least for the J Dilla style of sampling. You just load an audio file, and then you can go and do like hot cues with letters. So you can listen to the song. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna do another hot cue. It's so easy, it's so intuitive, it's so fun compared to, for example, the slices from Simpler on Ableton. Talking about software, the ones that I've tried, this is the one that nails it for me. If you need samples beyond songs, drums, drum loops, hi-hat loops, percussive loops, vocals, bass, anything you can imagine, you're gonna find it on samplefocus.com. You can get credits by uploading your own samples, you can get more samples with those credits, and then you can get more credits with more samples. Thank you for watching. Let me know if there's anything you wanna see on the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.